In the middle of a grinding war, one phone call just sent shockwaves through the global chessboard. Vladimir Putin didn't reach out to an ally you'd expect. He called North Korea's Kim Jong-un, and what they discussed could tip the balance. Before he even sits down with Donald Trump in Alaska, the question now isn't just what's on the table, but what's being planned behind closed doors. Putin didn't just make a courtesy call, he used it to shower Kim Jong-un with praise. He spoke of bravery, heroism, and self-sacrifice from North Korean soldiers fighting in Russia's Kursk region. According to intelligence from South Korea, over 10,000 North Korean troops are already on Russian soil, with whispers of another wave preparing to deploy. For Moscow, it's a boost of manpower. For Pyongyang, it's a chance to cement a dangerous new partnership, one forged not in peace talks, but in the trenches of a foreign war. And while the Kremlin was quick to reveal that Putin briefed Kim on his upcoming meeting with Trump, North Korea's state media scrubbed that detail entirely, leaving the world to wonder why. While Russia openly boasted that Putin had updated Kim on his upcoming face-to-face with Donald Trump in Alaska, Pyongyang played it differently. North Korea's state media confirmed the call, then carefully left out any mention of the summit. It's a silence that feels deliberate. On one side, Putin is signaling strength, making sure the world knows he's walking into talks backed by a growing military alliance. On the other, Kim is keeping the focus on his own narrative, avoiding any hint that his role is tied to a deal with Washington. It's a contrast that raises a bigger question. If they're hiding this detail now, what else are they keeping off the record? In QE, Zelensky's message is as sharp as ever: Ukraine will not trade away land for peace. He's rejecting Moscow's latest proposal outright, warning that any territory ceded now would only become a launchpad for Russia's next attack. For him, a ceasefire is possible, but only if it freezes the front lines as they stand today, returns every prisoner of war, and brings home every missing child. Anything less, he says, puts Ukraine's very existence at risk. And as the Alaska summit approaches, Zelensky calls it a personal victory for Putin, one that lifts him out of isolation, delays U.S. sanctions, and lets him stand on American soil as a supposed equal. In Zelensky's eyes, this isn't a step toward peace, it's a calculated win for the man waging war on his country. For Putin, the Alaska summit isn't just diplomacy, it's theater. Appearing alongside a U.S. president on American soil sends a powerful image back home. The West still needs him at the table. It softens the sting of sanctions that were supposed to tighten this week, now conveniently pushed back until after the talks. It tells his allies and his enemies that isolation is over, at least for now. And for a leader whose war has drawn global condemnation, the optics alone are a victory. Every handshake, every photo becomes a weapon in the information war, shaping the narrative before a single word about peace is even spoken. Even as world leaders prepare for talks, the battlefield is shifting. In eastern Ukraine, Russian forces have made a sudden and aggressive push near the coal mining town of Dobrapilly, advancing up to 10 kilometers in just days. The assault is hitting in two prongs, a move military analysts see as an attempt to pile pressure on Kyiv right before the summit. By forcing Ukrainian troops to divert resources to defend Donetsk, Moscow could walk into Alaska with fresh territorial gains in its pocket. Zelensky warns this is only the beginning, with intelligence pointing to new ground assaults in at least 3 other sectors of the front line. For Ukraine, it's a stark reminder. While the world talks, Russia fights. Ukraine isn't standing still. This week, its SBU intelligence service launched another deep strike, drones hitting a facility in Russia's Tatarstan region, more than 1,300 kilometers from the front lines. It's the second such attack in just 4 days, a message that no part of Russia is truly out of reach. And while these strikes grab headlines, a darker warning is emerging from the UN. Secretary General Antonio Guterres says there's credible evidence of sexual violence by Russian forces against Ukrainian prisoners of war, acts reportedly taking place in both official and secret detention sites. It's a grim reminder that beyond the shifting battle maps and political theater, the human cost of this war continues to rise. As the Alaska summit draws near, the world is holding its breath. On one side, a Russian leader walking in with new battlefield gains and a stronger alliance with one of the most secretive regimes on Earth. On the other, a U.S. president promising to listen but facing pressure from allies and critics alike. And watching from Kyiv, a Ukrainian leader who sees the meeting not as a breakthrough but as a dangerous win for his enemy. Will the talks produce a path to peace, or will they simply give Putin the time and legitimacy he needs to push even harder? The answer may come in days, but its consequences could last for years.